Okay, LyNeta, you asked about these 2 or 3 here. Number 5, you're flying a kite at a beach and should be determined the angle of elevation of the kite is 37 degrees. So here's you, and here's 37 degrees. That's an angle of elevation up to the kite. If you are 130 feet from the point of the beach directly below the kite, that means if you were to drop this kite, or the tail of the kite goes all the way down and makes a mark, from that mark to you, it is 130 feet. In a perfect world, this kite is at a right angle, so from the ground is flat to you, so it makes a right triangle. And with triangulation, all you really need are 2 pieces in order to find every other part of the kite. So in this case, this is a trig problem. You can use either so, ka, or toa. And for the angle that you know, you are looking for, let's see, how much string have you let out? So here's the string right here. So you are looking for the hypotenuse, and you have an adjacent side. So the trig function that connects adjacent and hypotenuse, cosine. So the cosine of 37 degrees, when you take sine, cosine, and tangent, it's always of an angle. And that means then you're going to say the relationship is adjacent 130 over hypotenuse, which we will call question mark. Now to solve this one, you're going to have to multiply by question mark to get question mark times cosine of 37 equals 130, then divide by cosine 37 to isolate this question mark. So the question mark is 130 divided by cosine 37. It's good to do that math and to kind of get what you can put in one calculator keystroke. If you have a graphing calculator, put that in. Or if you're just using like a smartphone, you do 130 divided by 37 cosine, then equal. I don't know what the answer it is, but it's definitely going to be more than 130, right? Because that's the hypotenuse. Okay, this number 7 is 3 scientists' cousins are hiking one day towards a mountain whose summit is 2,700 feet above the surrounding area. Here's the mountain, it's 27 feet. It's a right angle. And that's a side there. The biologist looks at the summit of the mountain with an angle of elevation of 5 degrees. So here's the biologist, and she says, okay, I'm looking up, they are looking up, and it's 5 degrees. The question is, how far from the mountain is she? And you have 234.9. Let's see. So I always write again, so ka toa. And in this case, I have the opposite, and I need the adjacent. This is the adjacent side to the angle here. So opposite and adjacent, we're going to use tangent. So to solve that biologist one, that's the first space in question 7. The tangent of 5 degrees equals 2,700 over x. X is going to be, I multiply by x, so it's going to be 2,700 divided by tan 5. Now let me check and see if you got 234.9. I think it's going to be a lot more than that, right? So 2,700 divided by tan 5. Let's see, and am I in, let's see, that didn't work. Adjacent, is it 2,700 feet? Yes. Okay, 2,700 divided by tangent of 5 degrees is 30,000. Oh, I get 30,861.14. That's a long ways away, but I think that's it. Then the second one is the ophthalmologist has an angle of elevation of 7 degrees. So that ophthalmologist, let's say right here, is the ophthalmologist. They're closer. they have their line of sight has to go a little higher to see that, and he's 7 degrees. How far is he from the biologist? Oh man, so I think now you've got to make the right triangle out of this one, find out this length, also using tangent, and then the difference between this length and the whole biologist is going to be how far they are apart. All right, the last piece on there, the geologist sees the summit with an angle of elevation of 3.5. So now we got a geologist, huh? Okay, let's do geologist, and that's 3.5. So I think, wow, that's going to be way further away. Maybe I'll make a new one. So here's the summit, 2700, and the geologist sees the summit from 3.5 degrees. How far is she from the summit of the mountain in a straight line? So here's the summit of the mountain. And in this case now, we aren't interested in the footsteps that they take to get there, to the base of the mountain. We're interested in this one. For sine, cosine, and tangent, we are looking for the hypotenuse of this right triangle. So to connect the opposite side to the hypotenuse, we need this one, the sine. The sine of 3.5 equals 2700 divided by that hypotenuse. Double check here to see that you've got your angles there in degree mode. It sometimes throws people off. And I don't have answers for that, but that should get you started. Now this next one, question 7, I put a video for that for